Welcome once again to a new episode of Coffee and Bolter. Alright, today we're going to talk about the full array of gear that a space marine can have. From what the Imperial Aquila on the chest means with the skull, or for example, a Crux Exterminatus, a purity seal, or a marksman's badge. Today we're going to look at all of that so you can understand what each thing a space marine wears means. Now let's take a look at the honors and distinctions that a space marine can bear. We'll start, as it couldn't be any other way, with the Crux Exterminatus, the mark of those who are authorized to wear Terminator armor. Tradition says that each crux contains a tiny fragment of the Emperor's armor, taken after the final battle against Horus. It's a widely repeated myth in the lore. It's usually seen on the left shoulder pad of tactical Dreadnought or Terminator armor. And on miniatures that don't wear Terminator armor, it can appear as a pendant on the belt, on banners, or on weapons. Now we continue with the Imperial Laurel. A laurel crown made of precious metal or sculpted onto the helmet or shoulder pads, indicating martial excellence and outstanding leadership. Sometimes it is combined with a laurel skull on the knee pad or chest plate. Next, we move on to the Iron Halo. The Iron Halo is a prestigious honor granted only to the most exceptional Astartes within a Space Marine chapter as a reward for their uncommon initiative and valor. It is usually worn by captains and the chapter master, although veteran Astartes and sergeants can also earn the right to add it to their armor under certain circumstances. It serves both as a decorative element and as a defensive energy field. It is also usually a defensive energy field. In the second edition, it was a displacer field, a displacement field anyway. One of the most curious distinctions, which you'll see a lot, are the service studs. Metal bolts embedded in the skull that protrude from the forehead. They symbolize longevity and completed campaigns. In many sources, it's interpreted as one stud for every 100 years of service, useful for giving history to sergeants and veterans. If that were the case, there would be a lot of Marines with many studs. So, well, let's say it marks the number of years, but it's a bit ambiguous whether it's actually 100 years. Let's continue with the Marksman honors. It takes the form of a bolter shell coated in gold. It's believed to come from Robute Guilliman's own shells. It is awarded after 2 exceptional shots, an impossible shot under extreme conditions or at long range with lethal precision. Hung from the bolter belt around the neck, it bears inscriptions of the shot or the kill it caused. The Imperialis eagle cannot be missing, the supreme symbol of the Imperium and of the oath that binds its servants. It has become the badge of honor for all Astartes. It usually appears on the chest plate of the Space Marine. It can also appear on banners and finials. Next, we have the purity seals, which are scrolls with litanies, vows, blessings, and sealed with wax. They certify orthodox faith and moral rectitude before the Emperor and the chapter. They are granted by the chaplains in ceremonies before battle. Now let's move on to the Imperial skull and devotional motifs. Skulls, reliquaries chained to the armor, and small effigies used as reminders of martyrdom and loyalty, often combined with laurel or scrolls on knee pads and breastplates. Now let's continue with the Helix Prime. This is the emblem of the apothecaries. The bright red design represents both the gene seed itself and, to a certain extent, the sacrifice that every Space Marine is willing to make to ensure the future of the chapter and of humanity. And finally, the Machina Opus or Opus Machine. Every Tech Marine who completes their training on Mars receives the Machina Opus. This symbol earns a Tech Marine a great deal of respect from the Tech Priests of Mars. Anyway, I sincerely hope you have thoroughly enjoyed this comprehensive summary of all the intricate paraphernalia that these formidable Space Marines typically carry, which I am quite sure will significantly help you meticulously decorate your individual Marines according to a very specific and compelling story for each particular figure.